Arena as we have on tap for you a very hype matchup in the SMRAT tournament mouse bracket. This is game 3 of a quarterfinal series between FenixDown23 and RaikouRider. Good evening, everybody. I'm Leslie Crow, and I'll be calling the action tonight. Doing the tracking, as you see, will be Sailor Jade, and on restream, as you see, is Invarial. Now for the nitty-gritty, the runners. We are in a game 3 with the split being FenixDown winning game 1, RaikouRider taking game 2 to force a game 3. And the winner will take on Essie in the semis. I might have butchered that, so bear with me. It's also worth noting there is one other quarterfinal series to happen across the board. But we'll get into that in a moment, because I want to hype up all the upcoming matches at the end. I want to put the focus on this one. At stake here, a spot in the semifinals of the mouse bracket, where if you get there, you're playing 2 more matches, no matter what. You're either going to make it to the finals, or you're going to make it into the consolation matchup. Either way is win-win, but you got to get there first in order to have a shot. You've got about 2 minutes to go time here. Suppose that should give us a... Like I said, there is one more quarterfinal to happen. And that is Lady Smale versus Old Man Sunshine. That match is forthcoming very soon. Here comes the first prediction of the evening. As for best of 5, I want to say that's the finals, but I could be wrong there. Now, earlier in the week, I was chatting with RaikouRider, and he said he feels like an underdog coming into this, but if you ask me, I think this is a rather even matchup to where it could come down to routing, it could come down to execution. Hey, who knows what happens with Rando, because in Rando, anybody can win on any given day. And the countdown is on at IRC. We are about to get underway. I was about to say, Raikou's user interface does look different. As we get underway, I think, yep, it may have had something to do with the sprite he was using, and we've got custom sprites on both sides, with RaikouRider going with the Mega Man X custom sprite, and FenixDown using an alteration of the Samus sprite, which is either the Phazon suit, I want to say. Meanwhile, both our runners in sync hitting Dark Samus. Ooh, that's a good one. FenixDown opting for Moonfall strats here. Raikou not doing that, so FenixDown's gonna pull just a little bit ahead here on that little bit of execution alone. Our first stop is the Morph Ball pedestal, which from here, who knows what the other 99 checks have in store for us. And starting off at Alpha Missile, the high jump boots. Now, I like this pickup personally because this makes your vertical movement a lot better, a lot faster, and a lot smoother. FenixDown exits the room with a mock ball, but does not quite have the height to make it all the way up, so loses a small amount of time, allowing Raikou to catch back up with a much cleaner exit, and that is a reserve tank. Both runners having a bit of trouble getting it. Raikou continues on and picks up super missiles. Raikou's gonna leave the reserve tank behind. It is understandable because the reserve tank, the meme tank, the trash can, whatever you want to call it, not everybody likes that particular item. And because of that, Raikou is pulled just a hair ahead. Yeah, this is going to be a great race, folks. I would strap yourselves in because this one's going to come right down to the wire, I think. So yes, as chat pointing out, Bomb Torizo is the next check, and this is going to be an important check to determine how our runners progress. Will the bomb be the regular bomb? If it's that, then we're fighting Bomb Torizo. Otherwise, it'll be power bombs, and we'll be on our way with that. Very clean, well, I was about to say very clean vertical movement from both runners, but FenixDown got bopped by the Ripper. Raikou's the first to get there, and it is Vanilla, so we are going to have an appearance by Bomb Torizo, but with super missiles, this fight, well, don't blink, or else you'll miss it. Oh, nice. New home. Congrats. Both runners dispatch Bomb Torizo with very little difficulty. And now, we can do what we normally do. However, with Morph Ball bombs, it's harder. And Raikou hits the Alcatraz escape first try. FenixDown going for it as well. Misses it though, and is gonna opt to just move on. That's gonna give Raikou a bit more of a cushion to work with, although in randomizer that is subjective depending on the checks that you do versus what your runner does. And the charge beam is at the 230 missile. That is going to be an immensely helpful pickup for Raikou, because now he can't get ammo soft locked. And FenixDown is attempting to do an IBJ. Now, this is interesting because he's doing this without power bombs, and now he realizes it and goes the other way. And the grapple beam is a Terminator. Now, that's interesting because once we get power bombs, that's going to open up some more stuff along the way. Raikou, watch your health. FenixDown closing in on charge beam. And he's gonna farm here off the fleas. I would use grapple beam here to pick for, or just get enough health pickups where you don't have to worry about it. this I find intriguing. FenixDown is heading down to check Old Mother Brain. This is power bombs. That would be... It's not. It's a reserve tank. So... the risk-reward check does not pay off for FenixDown. As for going to landing site, I suspect that might be muscle memory from playing so many seeds, and when you have bombs, you can IDJ wherever. The logic expects it, mind you. And Raikou's done a mock ball, so these 3 checks will be all out of logic, and that includes the wave beam, which he just picked up. More importantly, with Charge Wave, once he gets power bombs, Raikou's going to be able to use X Factor, should he choose to. It's also an energy tank. All out of logic, but it's worth it. Especially at this early stage. Now with Charge Beam, you could probably charge attack these pirates. FenixDown down to 9 health, but has a reserve. Oh, now that is knowledge right there, because with that various suit, we now know that Speed Booster cannot be in Norfair unless it's Business Center. The only bad news about their, only bad news about this is no power bombs, so we cannot do the Etakun area just yet. And more supers, no power bombs yet. And now a missile pack. Now that leaves the only 2 checks that can be done now are Charge Beam and Spore Spawn. Although I suspect Raikou will just go for Spore Spawn skip, as FenixDown picks up the various suit on his side. And Remocturus, another runner, calls out in chat that Speed also can't be at Wavegate, so first try on the Spore Spawn skip. Oh god, first power bomb at Croc, that would be gross. Or you can just get Speed Booster right now and put that back into play. So, just like that, we're right back in logic. Hey! So now we're off to the Green Hill Zone. What will we find here? More supers. This game really wants us to go to Kraid first. And I think chat's right here, because this could be a Jet Seed, potentially, but we shall see. Randomizers can be very finicky sometimes. So, with how we're set up right now, I pose this question to chat. When doing Norfair checks, do you go directly to Crocomire? Or do you just go your usual route over to Bubble Mountain? Raikou got caught in the water there. We're getting our first look at Spazer right now. It's more supers. As RaikouRider is heading towards the Norfair elevator, I suspect a grade play here because high jump does put that in logic. And he gets up there, no problems whatsoever. Yeah, I will mention the Fine-Tune logic here is very different from other modes that are in the rando, as well as SMZ3. Here you actually need a lot of energy. SMZ3 can make it a pretty tough predicament to get over there. We're getting our first look at Kraid, and FenixDown also having trouble in the water. Now, are we getting the quick kill or not? It's worth noting that a charge shot does lock Kraid's claw in place, and that's the setup Raikou is going for. And he gets it. And for telling Kraid to sit on down, he gets a pack of missiles that he has no interest in whatsoever. Yeah, the charge setup for Kraid quick kill is so much easier. The runners did high-five there, as FenixDown now heading for his Kraid fight. Are we going for a 2-for-2 Kraid quick kill, or are we getting DLC? While that's going on, RaikouRider's at the Kraid E-Tank, and another missile pack. This one he does pick up. And our runners are 2-for-2 on the Kraid quick kill. You love to see it. As for the item in the wall, that was an energy tank. And speaking of veteran, I swear I've seen an E-Tank there before, but pay that no mind. As heading towards high jump, we see the screw attack. Oh, yes, please, as that's going to make combat a heck of a lot easier. And a missile pack at high jump. Very anticlimactic. We have yet to find power bombs, unfortunately, so at this point I wouldn't even worry about the ice beam area. I just take Frog Speedway to get to Business Center, but Raikou is going to check the exit item. And that's an E-Tank. That'd be worth picking up. And our mod tonight in Varial is right on point, as our first powerbomb could be in Red Tower, and as funny as that would also be vanilla. Raikou's checking Ice Beam. This is one I might have considered save scumming, but that's just me. And Ice Beam is super missiles. Raikou will take that, but unfortunately not what he was after. Which way will FenixDown go from here? FenixDown is climbing up and is making the same check that Raiko made. Unfortunately, this is not going to be what he's after. So with that, RaikouRider is going to make the trek out to Bubble Mountain. Let's see how this works out. I think he's got to be getting close to power bombs at this point. Unfortunately, no, Old Man Sunshine can't do that, as to get there, you have to go from an alternate direction. You basically have to backdoor to get to Croc. Where is Raiko going? I am confused. I think he realized that you can't get to Bubble Mountain that way, and as a result, he would have been committed to Crocomire in that result guard. So now FenixDown's caught up to where RaikouRider is. And that energy tank is taking a lava bath. Both runners going to pick it up. So the way Phoenix caught up is RaikouRider went towards Bubble Mountain by way of Frog Speedway, which normally you'd have power bombs and that would work out. Unfortunately, without power bombs, that doesn't quite work as well. That's an energy tank at the Bubble Mountain missiles. And now RaikouRider heading towards the speed booster location. There's two checks here, hoping one of them is power bombs. Oh, right. I forgot about that. I'm not used to doing that back. I believe you are right, Zero. However, RaikouRider isn't able to get a speed booster off to get there, but more fall bombs make that point moot. And that's a well-placed movie quote by Old Man Sunshine. And we got power bombs up at North Fair Reserve. I almost said Wrecked Ship Reserve. Wrong area. Meanwhile, Raiko in the wave beam area, will he find power bombs? Well, he finds plasma beam. I'll get on to the benefits of that in a moment. In terms of firepower, as FenixDown having a bit of an edge with those power bombs. Only one pack, though. And also worth noting, we found 3 of the reserve tanks. And this is going to be where Raiko is going to come across his power bombs a bit more than a minute later. However, plasma beam's really going to help with combat. And there's power bombs for Raiko about a minute and a half later. But that might not matter, as FenixDown is heading towards the wave beam area, and that will be plasma beam for him as well. Oh wait, we found all 4? Wow. That's 8 available energy tanks. That's interesting. So at this point, I would think, correct me if I'm wrong in this chat, wrecked ship would be in logic, and not to mention full clearable. Raikau is making the backdoor play down to head to Crocomire. I'm not sure I would have gone this way with power bombs because this isolates Crumble Tower. But somebody cue a backup horn because Charge Plasma, all it takes is one shot and beep, 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 beep. Croc just backs right the heck up. And I'm curious as to where FenixDown is going. Is he gonna go for a lava dive? Because I'll be honest, that is extremely risky because any death would be very painful and those Namahays do a lot of damage. And he got it first try. That is impressive. And not even saving either. Okay. That is courage, but he also knows that tournament life is on the line here and is pulling out all the stops to try and make sure that he has the best chance possible of making it through to the semis. While RaikouRider is staying in logic and Croc power bombs, just missiles. FenixDown is going to go straight for Ridley. And Old Man Sunshine mentioning that this is high risk, high reward. And we found another energy tank on Raikou's side. So we're not going to find Gravity Suit or Space Jump here for FenixDown. We could find Ice Beam. But that would basically be it. I mean, maybe Spring Ball. But like I said, nothing really major in terms of progression. Well, Raikou checks the Indiana Jones missiles, and it's just missiles. Big jump to Grapple Beam is Supers, which Raikou is going to pick up. Now Raikou going to exit the Croc area. Croc really didn't have the goods. That would make sense because Ridley is a pretty tough boss no matter how you slice it. Even if Ice Beam winds up being a Power Bomb's a shame. Which, if it's Power Bombs here, would be worth it. It's supers, but still the point remains. Still a very potent beam combo. And is Raikou about to follow up and do a lava dive himself? And FenixDown opting for Shine Spark's Echo strategies, and they work out perfectly. help farming, but now Raikou doing the same lava dive. Again, this is not easy, and Raikou makes it look very simple. I know he had mentioned that to me before when he was playing SMZ3 that he does lava dives from time to time. And FenixDown about to take on Ridley. I did not see if he saved or not, so honestly, it could be a tough fight if it does not go well. Chat's saying no save. That is risky because as I have seen and experienced many times myself, Ridley can at times be a troll. Nice strats. I believe that's enough health, and that it is. FenixDown has taken down Ridley. First try. That was very well done. Prize for beating Ridley? Just missiles. And FenixDown is not interested whatsoever. I am going to agree with Stratlog in saying that it does feel risky without gravity. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant. And I saw Ridley say, "Watch this," earlier in the week. And not only to one runner, but both in a race. So yeah, Ridley can sometimes do things that you do not expect. I'm guessing Hold My Baby Metroid is the substitute for Hold My Beer in this case. FenixDown going for a speedball to get out and gets it nicely. Now, for those who aren't in the know, a speedball is a mock ball done while going at full speed with the speed booster. Sometimes the best puns are of the unintentional variety, and there is Spring Ball. So with our current setup, we are definitely not seeing Shack Tool today, no doubt about that. With that, FenixDown is out of Lower Norfair. Going to be leaving Norfair entirely very shortly. The next play would probably be check X-Ray on the way to wrecked ship. And as Raikou faces Ridley, FenixDown heading to Crocomire area on the same route that Raikou took. And we got Croc round 2. Cue the backup horns once again. And we got a tickle beam going on. Okay, that was amusing. as Raiko finishes off Ridley. And Phoenix deciding to do a bit of a moonwalk as well, showing off some swag. So now both runners have, through their routing, have orphaned Crumble Tower. Now this I would be concerned about for one reason only. If that's your gravity suit and you're the other runner, that cannot be a good feeling. And while I can see a check of Crumble on the way out, I don't think it would be faster. I think it would have been faster on the way in. Raiko was making his way out of Lower Norfair. Phoenix takes flight to the grapple beam spot, which is unfortunately not going to be progression. Not interested in those supers, but Raiko is interested in that spring ball. And Phoenix doing a mock ball on landing to save a little bit of time on the way back out. Shine sparking into an E-tank. Nice. Now, I know it's not in logic to do this, especially under SMRAT flags for this tournament, but would anyone even remotely think of trying a suitless Meridian here? I know I wouldn't, because that one is out of my league, and it's about 3 minutes slower on average, so it wouldn't be. And chat's immediately shooting it down, saying you need ice for that. Fair enough. FenixDown with movement has picked up a lot of time on Raiko, just in terms of getting out, but we got divergence. FenixDown is going to check Crumble Tower. If this is gravity suit, that is huge. It's super missiles, so for RaikouRider, that is tremendously huge. Had that been gravity suit, that might have been the race. Raiko having a bit of trouble with this particular jump, which is a clean way of getting out of the lower part of Red Tower. Now for the grapple swing over to X-Ray, which is the earliest you can logically do this in the vanilla game is when you have grapple beam, but optimally you have space jump and screw attack before doing that. And it's just missiles, so it's a one-off check. That means nothing. And Raiko falls into the spikes because he had power bombs highlighted. That could have been bad from a health standpoint, but it does not help from a time standpoint. As here comes FenixDown to check X-ray. We know this is nothing, but he's going to be disappointed with this result. And yep, that's another high five from the runners, as RaikouRider is not climbing Red Tower, instead going to check those power bomb checks. I don't expect him to check Waterway here, because that would not only not be in logic, Gravity Suit is for all intents and purposes go mode, so what would be the point of checking that? We are about to have a return to Retro Bryn, and Raikou is leading the way. He only needs a couple power bombs here. Yeah, it would be go mode minus the power bombs in Turian. That's another energy tank for Raikou, bringing him up to 5, and the divergence continues as FenixDown is climbing Red Tower. Had a bit of trouble with getting the shot to open the way. And now the wall jump's giving him trouble. This can be surprisingly difficult, especially your first time trying it. And thankfully Screw Attack just tears that block in two, but he missed the jump. So he's gonna go back, try again. While FenixDown is at Alpha Power Bombs. And we're at Billy Mays here with an energy tank. Call now and get a second energy tank! Wow, you do not see every day. And power bombs are vanilla! In fact, that whole room was vanilla. Here's the thing. Raikou did not save time with those. In fact, he's heading up towards Retro Bryn, so now he is going to at least see Old Mother Brain. He may attempt shaft supers without ice. Which is in his skill set. It's not in logic for these flags, however. Yep, Raikou is about to go for Iceless Shaft Supers, but with Screw Attack, as FenixDown is heading over towards Wrecked Ship. That is just missiles to start. What do we have for missiles in the ground? We're having a hard time checking, as Raikou gets the spark and only gets missiles, and that's super missiles in the ground. As for Submerged in the Ocean, what do we have here? A block that blocks FenixDown off, has to bomb it away, and that is more missiles. I suspect from here Raikou's going to do a ship save to reload on power bombs and possibly head over to Wrecked Ship, as FenixDown is about to fly over the ocean. Not to be confused with Ocean Fly. Not wrong there, Invarial. Oh, hello, Space Jump. That would have certainly made things easier. And Raikou is checking Criteria Power Bombs. If this could be huge if it's gravity, but it's supers. Actually, this is going to be a full-blown check of Gauntlet. Now, this is a critical point in the seed for Raikou, because if he's able to come up with Gravity Suit here, then he takes the inside lane. If FenixDown comes up with it first, then it's his race to lose. And it's worth noting that without power bombs, our runners were not able to preview Gauntlet whatsoever. So this is blind by definition. Big moment of truth for Raikou. Power bombs on the right with missiles on the left. Not what he wanted to see, but still worthwhile. If he continues to Brinstar, then he's really committing to the bit. No, he's just running back. He ain't going to Bryn. Not with that routing. Now, the only problem with this routing is that this does put him behind a Phantoon kill, which FenixDown just finished off. No, Raikou is dropping into Red Tower. We know this isn't going to work, because we know it's literally an alpha powerbomb situation. So meanwhile, let's keep an eye on FenixDown to see how the routing pans out for him. And supers were found at the reactor. And more supers, this time on the left. In fact, that was both stuff you've probably seen before. While FenixDown is taking a risk by going towards Spiky Death Room. So this is a room where you gotta be careful. That goes without saying, because one false move, one KO through those spike platforms, and you're gonna be taking a lot of damage. And Old Man Sunshine in chat is correct. That is very dangerous without gravity. Very dangerous without safes coming to begin with, and it's super, so it does not pay off. Here comes Raikou towards wrecked ship. Is a Phantoon fight plus a number of checks behind. Still got a long way to go, folks. I think Raikou is ready to unload supers at that if that was gravity. He is looking halfway decent because FenixDown has not done any of the criteria checks. As for the attic missiles, which you gotta move robot, that's power bombs. Only the third tank that FenixDown has seen, only the fourth in this entire seed. FenixDown's gonna be using Space Jump to chuck missiles in the sky. This is by far the easier way of doing it. Lands on the Tripper, and instead it's Ice Beam, as fellow commentator Fearon Burgundy has on his soundboard. Ice to meet you. And I will agree, because that is the full power beam, which is going to make a number of boss fights down the stretch tremendously easier. No, even without X-Ray, the full power beam is by far one of the best ways to kill enemies. Not only that, a much easier to orient. And that seemed to be a faster Phantoon fight for Raikou, I think. But at this point, I still wouldn't go for Suitless Meridia just for it being slower. Unless you have mastered it at this point. So as we watch on Phoenix's side to see, there's the gravity shoot at. Oh, and missiles are getting poured into that thing. As with that discovery, it is a 48-33 go mode for FenixDown. With just Meridia to go. Now, if Raikou decides not to do the wrecked ship E-Tank, that would be one of probably his best time saves here, potentially. And Phoenix is flying through the... he's going for the save point. I think he's going to save scum it. Not the... I can't say I fault him for it, because this is what I typically do as well, but it's just not the right play for this particular seed. But it's been an entertaining race thus far, as FenixDown is heading down to Meridia, and it's going to be a go mode Meridia, so we're not going to be there long. Even without X-Ray, Batoon doesn't stay up very long. And that's a reset from RaikouRider, which is why he saved at the save spot. And the two broken, FenixDown already making a move into Meridia, and I expect this to be, like I said, it's a go mode Meridia, so it's going to be very fast. There's the Everest Spark. It all comes down to execution here from this point forth. And it's not over yet. It's basically, I'd say, a mother brain and an escape of a lead for FenixDown. So anything can still happen to where anything won and anything gets to win. And that's a nice short charge as well to speed up getting to Batoon. And speaking of, here's Batoon. bit of lag that does happen here. Oop, Batoon got away to avoid the one cycle, but there it is. Batoon is down. Raikou quickly picking up the Ice Beam with impressive movement. And there's the Spazer Beam on the way. We are not picking that up because we have had Plasma for the majority of this seed. And are we getting a full halfie from FenixDown? Oh, that looks good. He got halfway across, so that's a halfie spark. Still saves time compared to not getting it. Meanwhile, Raikou's lined up for bowling. It's just the basic halfie spark. And Chad does point out that Raikou does need something major to happen in order to come back, or else some major execution gap happens. Fenix is going for speed booster strats here, using short charges and shine sparks. This is a strat that does enable a runner to get blue suit if done correctly. There's gravity suit from RaikouRider. I did not see if he shot off any super missiles into it, which is something he has been known to do. That is go mode for Raikou about 5 minutes later, and Dragon is down. Supers into the robot, close enough. So with that, for FenixDown, the GT4 have been dispatched. Now all that's left is Turian, probably after a ship save, because I do not see this being enough ammo for Mother Brand. And Raikou realized he went the wrong way. We've all forgotten details like that. I mean, personally, I've gone into Turian with more because I don't know how to Zub skip. But that's just me. FenixDown on his way out. Soon to be hitting the top of Red Tower and the elevator. Here comes RaikouRider into Meridia. I'd say about 5 minutes is the deficit here, so that's more than a Mother Brain fight. And no ship refill from FenixDown. He must be confident that he has enough. And speaking of no Everest spark from RaikouRider. Interesting. And speaking of Retro Studios, they did take over Prime 4 development, and I'm sincerely hoping that the game they make is one that we can all enjoy and love. Meanwhile, into Turian for Phoenix. For those not familiar with Turian, it's it's a gauntlet of 4 rooms of Metroids. This first room having 4, ironically enough. Along with ops for missiles on the 4th Metroid. Good second room, RaikouRider heading into, and it looks like he got the Happy Spark as well. In Varial, I also know folks who are waiting on SMT5. Personally, I'm waiting on SMT5 news because the Persona series is really occupied my spare time. Meanwhile, that's all the Metroid rooms for Phoenix. Now to see what happens with the baby skip as RaikouRider now takes on Fantoon, and Screw Attack is being turned off. Good movement so far. Barnacles are clear. One more jump. Oh, got hugged! FenixDown almost had the baby skip, but then got hugged, and while that was going on, RaikouRider take down Dragon. And by facing to the left, that's more frames to stand up than facing to the right. That is an unfortunate break for FenixDown. And with that, Raikou is on his way out of Meridia, but is rapidly running out of time. And I believe we are about to get a Zeb skip from Phoenix. Gets it first try. I still don't know how some y'all make that look so easy. And with that, on to Mother Brain. Yeah, the last Paper Mario game I played was Super Paper Mario. I was disappointed with hearing how that went. And it's just 20 charge shots with full power beam. And this will not be a very, well, I was going to say not a very long fight, but then FenixDown just got fed some onion rings. Here comes the ketchup. And FenixDown is through to the final phase of the fight, as RaikouRider is just now approaching the ship for the last time. Is a Turian behind. It would take a complete and total disaster at this point. But regardless of the result, both runners played a fantastic scene. now Raiko has entered Turian. And FenixDown about to enter the final phase of the Mother Brain fight. First Metroid room done for Raiko as here comes the final phase. This strat is intended to hit Mother Brain quickly while also reducing lag. That's that for Mother Brain. Now all FenixDown has to do is escape to make it to the semifinals. I see what you're doing there, Phoenix. And Phoenix is a bit of trouble getting out of the first room. Well, Raiko appears to be damaging down. This could be a baby skip. And he just skips into the room. Does he face to the right? He does, so that does save frames versus facing to the left. Phoenix out to Criteria as Raiko's getting an energy refill. Raiko also lining up for what will be a Zeb skip. However, he is going to soon get the result of how this seed is going to go. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, guys, gals, non-binary pals, get your GGs into chat for FenixDown, who wins the race with an official time on SRL of 1 hour, 4 minutes, 7 seconds. The race and the series to FenixDown, who is moving on to the semis to face AC. That is going to be a heck of a series. And we are now joined by the winner of the race and the series, FenixDown. GG and congratulations, you're moving to the semifinals.
Thank you very much. That was a stressful race, I have to tell you. I was sweating when I found nothing in Norfair.
Yeah, you weren't the only one who was sweating. I think the lower Norfair dive caused a bit of stress.
I'm guessing Raikou did the same play, went to Lava Dive, lower Norfair.
Yep, that he did.
Yeah, I knew at that point the only chance I had to win is if we both made the same play. I also thought maybe towards the end there could still be a chance, even if he went wreck ship and the item ended up being like Edacoon's, with how trolly that would have been. I just have to take a moment to point out the plando-ness of this Varia seed. Like, hey, go find power bombs, have fun. You know, go ahead and orphan half of the game because you don't have power bombs. Oh, man.
Yeah, this really did feel like a plando in that regard. Both of you found power bombs in the exact same spot. I think the only other spot you could have gotten a power bomb pack first was vanilla, which was ridiculous.
Yep, and when I thought about going up there, but then if it wasn't power bombs, you're stuck. And that wouldn't have been a bad play, because that would have forced me to wreck ship with Varia and with Grapple, and finding, you know, gravity up there. But then you never know, that early in the game I could have skipped out on wreck ship, so this seed could have gone in so many different directions. It's one of those where it's like, it's just stressful to play, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that certainly was a stressful scene. A well played one from both of you. What really wound up deciding it is you were the first one to go to wreck ship. Raiko did some cleanup. The cleanup did not pan out. Wreck ship did. Today, wreck ship had the goods.
Yep, and I consciously made the decision to go to wreck ship first. Last time I did Bryn cleanup first, and it really hurt me. So that was just weighing on my mind because I saved wreck ship to the very end in match 2, and gravity ended up being there. So this was one of those, I definitely had the last seed in mind when I made that decision. Because we had Waterway to check, Wavegate, the Mission Impossible, and then Edecoons, right? And then Billy Mays, Blue Bryn.
Yeah, I believe Raiko did go into Blue Bryn, and Billy Mays, hilariously enough, was 2 energy tanks.
Oh man. Yeah, I had a practice seat earlier today that was 2 reserve tanks up there, and I thought that's about as trolly as you can get. Did he do the Lower Norfair into Croc, or did he do Croc into Lower Norfair?
He wound up going to Croc first, then Lower Norfair.
Okay, that was probably the better play. Just because gravity could have been there. I think if you know gravity's not going to be there and you're going to check it, then it's faster to do Lower Norfair first, but knowing that you're still looking for grav, I think that's probably the better play. But I was already there in Bubble Mountain, and I just thought, okay, you're pretty well equipped with Plasma and Screw Attack. I think I had both at that point.
Yeah, Screw Attack being a business center, Plasma also in Norfair. Those are nice finds. Also, get your GGs in chat for RaikouRider, who finishes strong with an official SRL time of 1:08:53. And we are now joined by RaikouRider in the commentary booth. GG, Raiko.
GG's.
I tell you what, when I saw Varia and Speed and Wavebeam super early, I thought this seed was screaming Croc. Did you go to Croc, Phoenix?
I also thought that it was screaming Croc. My weird Bubble Mountain routing, I did Lower Norfair first, but Croc was on my mind. I wasn't going to leave without doing Croc, for sure.
I did Croc before Lower Norfair because I was looking for one more E-Tank.
Yeah, and I was looking for power bombs, and then I remembered that I had bombs. So having bombs and 5 PBs is enough, and I think with Screw and with Speedball, even 5 is enough. But I wasn't 100% sure there.
Yeah, it was obviously. I was wondering if you did like a super low equipped Ridley like I did.
I think I had 4 tanks in a reserve, and then
Same.
35 supers. I just used supers for the Ridley kill. I didn't use my charged plasma.
Same. It was just a matter of the seed, I believe, just came down to a matter of where you got your first power bombs, because there were 3 places that logically your first power bomb could be. One was Norfair Reserve. One was I believe you could get to the one in Red Tower. Actually, I think that's vanilla. Like, there was a vanilla alpha power bomb. You could get that. And then there was a power bomb in the back of Gauntlet that all came into Logic that all came into Logic at the same time. And whether you got to gravity quickly or not depended entirely on which power bomb you got first. Because if you got the power bomb that was in Norfair Reserve first, there was no way you were going to go to wreck ship anytime soon.
Yep, I agree. Yeah,
and I cleared everything except for Edecoons.
Yep, so that must have been the difference. Is after I did Croc, the only thing I checked that I had orphaned before that was the Crumble Shaft, and then after Crumble Shaft I went to Red Tower and Wreck Ship.
What I did was after Norfair, I went to I went to, oh, you know what? I never did Mission Impossible, or I never did any of the powerbomb checks in Big Pink either. What I did was I just went straight to Construction Zone, finished the rest of that. I did Crateria Shaft, and then after that I went to Wreck Ship and found Gravity Suit. So I guess I didn't do the Big Pink powerbomb checks either, but I did everything else. I did Gauntlet and Crateria powerbomb before I went to Wreck Ship.
Yeah, if this seed ended up being a suit at Gauntlet, I was going to throw a fit just because I had bombs and I really wanted to just go to Gauntlet, and my plan was to go do Crateria power bombs and then Gauntlet, and I bomb jumped halfway up there before I realized I didn't have power bombs. Like a genius.
I was thinking about Gauntlet as soon as I found Screw, but at that point, by the time I saw Screw, I just felt that Croc was too obvious. You can't not check Croc when 10 minutes into the seed, you have everything you need to get down there.
I agree. The seed was baiting, to go that direction. But then it did always make you worry that those orphan checks could have been Gravity because power bombs were so late. And last seed, doing Bryn cleanup screwed me over instead of going to the ship. I mean, I was behind enough, I would have lost, but I definitely was thinking in my mind how the Bryn cleanup didn't pan out for me, and that's why I went to Wreck Ship.
That's actually the exact reason why I didn't do the Bryn cleanup either. Because
somebody needs to talk to the Varia guys about the plando-ness of these minor item locations early game.
This is okay. So one thing I want to mention is this exact thing of super late power bombs is one of the reasons why in I think version 11 of SMZ3 there is a guaranteed power bomb in Sphere 0 for this exact reason.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it really does.
Like, I love having bombs, don't get me wrong. Bombs early is a good thing to have, but late power bombs just feels so bad. You're just hoping to get power bombs at BT at that point.
That's what I was super concerned about, because since SMZ3 gives you power bombs in Sphere 0, and well, that's more my jam than standard SM. I'm not very good at. I don't have a lot of experience, rather, at doing routing with no power bombs. But I will say I got to pull off some really nice stuff. Other than that, what was it? Other than the low energy Ridley, I almost beat the fight damageless.
Yeah, I think I took a hit from Ridley's tail when my screw attack ended a little quick, but my Ridley fight wasn't bad. I didn't get great pogo patterns, but
I didn't get any pogos at all.
No pogos?
No. Yeah, Les, one other thing. About that Meridia.
Yeah, it's always fun to go mode Meridia. That was probably the highlight of the seed, really.
No,
yeah,
not that. Fun. Not that. After Botwoon.
Oh yeah, Spays are right on the way to...
not the items, something else. It's not related to do with items.
Is it something you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did you miss it?
I might have at that point in time.
I got the happy.
Yeah, I saw happy sparks both sides.
Oh, you got it too? Nice.
Yeah, I think it's slower. If you don't get the ledge grab, it's slower than just doing screw attack or space jump through there with speed. I'm pretty sure it is, but it's fun. It's fun to do, no doubt. Yeah, I did it, but I didn't get quite high enough to get the ledge grab. So maybe it's about even. It's still fun to go for either way. Yeah, any opportunity I have to shine spark or speedball, I do it just because it's fun, even if it's slower.
It is.
Yeah, I will agree. That is some of the most fun movement in this game.
Movement's impossible in this game, I swear.
All right, it's Sunday. It's getting late. GG's again. Thanks for this match. Like, I think this matchup was really good. I think it was fun. Hopefully we can play again, in a future tournament. Thanks Leslie Pro for jumping in on comms and Sailor Jade to track.
Well, thanks. Yeah, if you want to have a better chance of meeting together in an environment like this, I should teach you Link to the Past.
I played A Link to the Past vanilla for the first time a couple of months ago, and I really enjoyed it. So I am getting kind of burned out on SM with SMRAT and Rando League both, coming to the end here. So I think that I might take someone up on learning that speedrun, or the Rando part of it at least.
Yeah, SMZ3 is a blast.
Yeah, just the beginning, like the growing pains and 4-hour plus seeds are just not something I know if I can handle.
Well, both of us are veterans at Link to the Past and SMZ3, so if you're interested in learning, hit either one of us up and we'd be able to teach you.
Hey, thanks, appreciate it. And one more shout out to Invarial for doing the restream. That always makes these races a bit more fun when you can watch it back and see the crucial points of the race, and to get to participate with chat and with comms. And thanks to everybody to taking some time out of their Sunday night. Saturday. Sorry, keep saying Sunday.
Weekend away just
no,
yet.
We have a whole other day. We have a whole other day. Yeah, don't forget that.
But either way, great stuff. I made it a lot deeper than I thought I would, and good luck against SC in the next round.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull some tricks out of my behind for that one.
I don't understand how SC didn't make it to RAT, really.
Yeah, one Swiss round goes the wrong direction, and you've changed brackets, so.
Yep, that's all it takes, basically. I know for Z3R, all it takes is a couple qualifiers and you going wrong and you change brackets. But that's a whole nother story for another time.
Alright, well, thanks for having me. I will be back next year. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy the crowd of regulars, and especially so many new players this year that have just come out of nowhere and taken the bracket by storm. Shoutouts to all of the new players that have showed up this year and just really made this tournament as big as it was.
Night, everyone.
Absolutely.
See you in the next round.
All right, thanks to the two of you, and I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff. And speaking of, we do now have one more quarterfinal to happen. That would be Lady Smell, Old Man Sunshine. The rest of the brackets are as follows. For Rap Bracket Semis, it's Zeb316 versus Sloters. And on the other semifinal, MM2 Nest Cartridge versus RKC2KC. Mouse Bracket Semis are OK Beamer versus Simo Rocks. AC versus FenixDown. Gerbil Semis will be Knucklehead versus the winner of Lady Snail versus Old Man Sunshine. Last but not least, Ludicrous versus yours truly in the other semi. All those races are going to be awesome. Check them out. Follow the runners. They are the true stars of the show. That would be RaikouRider and FenixDown. Also, feel free to toss me a follow as well if you feel so inclined. As I do commentary, I do a number of other randomizers, not just SMRAT, as well as follow our restreamer, as everyone else who is involved in the broadcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We are coming down to the nitty-gritty. And with that, on that note, we are rating Jargle Bargle, who also does SMRAT. Thank you all for tuning in. And yes, as Redemption said in chat, we will see you next mission. Good night, everybody.